I'm at San Francisco's Marriott Marquis Hotel for REITWise 2011, NAREIT's Law, Accounting, and Finance Conference. I'm joined by Serena Wolfe, the Senior Manager for the Global Real Estate Center with Ernst & Young. You've been involved directly in reporting under international financial reporting standards and in the development of these global accounting standards. As you see these developments today, here we are, March 2011, what would you say would be the most significant changes to accounting for NAREIT members?
I'd say the major difference that we're dealing with at the moment, or the major change for NAREIT members, will be this move to fair value for their real estate. Those real estate companies that report under IFRS for EPRA, and also in Australia and Asia, most countries in the world, and even now in Canada, with their convergence to, or their move to IFRS, they report their investment property or their real estate investments at fair value. Now, that's a significant change to what we're dealing with today. You know, US GAAP reporters typically report their real estate investments at cost, and they depreciate it over their useful lives and things like that. Now what you're going to be seeing is, if we do move to IFRS, and the FASB is in fact considering fair value anyway, you're going to see now that they're going to be actually marking those assets to fair value at each reporting period. So it's not going to be this, you know, gradual decline in value through depreciation. It's going to be swings up or down, you know, depending on where you are in the economic cycle.
Does E&Y have a position on whether U.S. companies should switch to IFRS?
Our chairman, Jim Turley, has publicly announced that we are in support of a convergence of US GAAP converging to IFRS, or a move to one set of high quality global financial reporting standards. I think we all know, and I think the real estate industry is a little bit different, but we see some of these larger REITs like Simon Property Group or Vornado, or even Equity One has a large international investor that requires reporting under IFRS. There is a move now more for this global investing, and not only are our REITs investing globally, but we're seeing global investors investing in our REITs. So I think it just makes sense for us to have this one set of high quality financial reporting standards. But that's the issue. It's all about high quality. So I think that we shouldn't rush to this move. I think that we should move in a gradual step and make sure that what we're adopting, we're happy with, and work towards convergence with the International Accounting Standards Board.
And I understand that you've recently done some research regarding the industry's FFO reporting. What were your findings?
I went through all of the NAREIT registrants and looked at all of their FFO reporting and compared it to NAREIT's recommended definition for FFO. And it was interesting for me to see that there were quite a few actually that didn't report FFO at all. A lot of those were mortgage REITs where they don't have the typical depreciation and things like that. But for those that did, we saw that 83% of them were in compliance with the NAREIT definition, and the others weren't. And they were adding back things like acquisition costs and things like that. And interestingly, I think that's because there's been a change in accounting standards since NAREIT set its definition back in 2004. And so now companies are feeling like they need to adjust for things that weren't a factor back in those days. So we had a really robust discussion about, does it make sense for us to reconsider the FFO definition? And I think ultimately it was concluded that we don't know where we're going to be in the next 3 years with IFRS and convergence and all these sort of things. So maybe it's best that we just stay with what we've got and just provide additional disclosure, best practice disclosure recommendations, and just, you know, maybe reiterate with NAREIT's members that they should be complying with the definition where they can.
Serena, thank you very much for joining.
Pleasure. Thanks for the invitation.
Great. For more on REITWise 2011, be sure to visit REIT.com. I'm Matt Bishart.